Hey buddy, this is Kelly of Roll Teeth Clothing, and I'm here to talk to you about different hairstyles that our people wear. Okay, so right here it says high top fade haircuts have been around since the rise of the golden age of hip hop culture, also known as the high top. The haircut was a calling card of contemporary black teenagers of the funky 80s and 90s. Well, some things have changed since then. Nowadays, the contrast of haircut with neatly faded sides and voluminous high tops have been seen on any man that rocks a thick texture. Besides the versatility, this haircut has lots of different styling and cutting options, which allow a wearer to customize his own unique cut. From high dreads with skin fade to a temp fade with a nappy fro, get to know the eternal variety of the modern cut. Check out the latest creative ideas we prepared for you. It says, first off, let's get things straight about the popular haircut that brought us here today. Everything is pretty simple though. When giving you a high top fade haircut, your barber either fades or shaves the sides super closely. As for the top, it usually left long to allow men to customize it with anything from sponge curls to dreads, which makes this haircut so desirable is a freedom of choice. You can tailor a high top with any fade that suits you best. Like as you see it right here, like he has his hair just twisted at the top, where the other man, he had like an afro. It says the process of creating a high top fade is not complicated as well. However, there are still some things to keep in mind before entering a barbershop. More on that later. For the sides, barbers use clippers with a smaller size guard, changing them to a bigger size when reaching the top. Now, let's talk about some pitfalls to keep in mind. You see, an afro hair is hard to tame not only for its wearers but also for those who cut it. For that reason, you should find a professional who knows how to deal with your texture and who's also experienced in high tops. Who invented the high top fade? If it wasn't for Grace Jones, we would probably never discover such an amazing haircut. In the late 80s, the singer launched an album with an impressively high haircut on the cover. After a couple of years, famous American rappers Dougie Fresh and Schoolie D showed up with the same haircut, introducing it as a high top. Soon, the world of hip hop brought the new version of the cut to the whole world. It was the high top fade haircut we know today. And they said this is a version of it right here. Okay. And then they said they got a sponge curl look. Curl sponge look right here. All right. And then let me show you what other nationalities are now doing this hairstyle. Now this style here, this high top fade with the dreads, this is the newer version of a high top fade that I've been seeing lately for the younger generation have been wearing. But I'm going to get to this later because there's some guys that are Caucasian who are wearing their hair like this or trying to make it similar to this. Like you see these young men, how they have their hair like this one here. He has a high top fade and he has the little cuts on the side. And then this young man, his is a little bit longer, and we already know, dreadlocks are definitely an American Indian hairstyle for sure. And then this young man, he has his at the top, and his look braided at the top, as you can see. So, yeah, so I'm going to show you some rappers who also have this style. So here's one young man that they called him a rapper, even though he didn't want to be called a rapper. And you see, he has a high top fade, but with the dreads at the top. And his name is XXX Tentacion, and he's deceased now. He died about 3 or 4 years ago. And then here's another rapper called NBA Youngboy, and he has a similar hairstyle to what XXX Tentacion had. And then here's another popular rapper by the name of Kodak Black. Okay, and as you look at his hairstyle, and you see that he also has tattoos on his body. And then here's another photograph. And this is one more photograph of him so you can get a good look at how his dreads are. And you see the tattoos. Now, I'm going to show you the Island Boys, which are white boys, who's trying to imitate exactly how Kodak Black looks. And as you see here, these are some young white boys who have a faded, high top fade. And you see the dreads, that they're obviously fake. They're at the top. And then you see that they have also tattoos all over their body. That's if they're real. Could be fake as well, but never know. But to me, I feel like this is nothing but mockery of what the young rappers that are of American Indian descent is doing, or copying of them. So as you see right here, here is a Middle Eastern man. I'm not sure if he's an Arab, but when I typed it into the search engine, this is what they gave me as an example of a Middle Eastern man with a high top fade. Then you see right here, this is a K-pop star, I guess, and it says K-pop Korean hairstyles. Now, as you already know, that this man, he's in Korea, so this is not a part of his culture, but through admiration, you see that he's basically doing the same thing. He has his hair faded on the sides and his dread at the top. And then as you see right here, you see an Olmec statue from Mexico. And you see it has an afro. That's what it looks like to me. Now you see here on Hippie Buddha's channel, it says Afro Perm, straight to super curly hair. Now you see how his hair at the top, how it became curly, almost like a kinky type texture. And they're giving you a close-up shot how it looks. Now, as I had illustrated, you guys now see that people around the world of Asiatic descent and Middle Eastern descent and even Caucasian people are imitating people of American Indian descent with either the high top fade, the afro, and also dreadlocks. Tell me, what do you think about this? Did you know about any of this type of stuff is going on around the world? Because our fashion, our sense of fashion and style is basically mass produced via the major record labels and is shipped out around the world, and it's also exported also through movies and TV shows too. Okay, so please give me a like if you did like this video and you feel like you learned something. And please share this video as well. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it.